The Department of Special Collections and University Archives at the University of Tulsa actually dates back to the 1930s. When they built the McFarland building, they had intended, in fact, on one of the rooms to become the Indian Museum. And so some of our earliest collections go back that far for that purpose. In 1967, when they built the Chapman wing of the library, they actually intended to put in a rare books room. Our first library director, Guy Logston, decided if we were going to have a special collections department, we were going to become the best regional special collections department we could. So he started acquiring a large amount of material in popular culture, Native American materials, local historical materials, and started building on that.
I'll start by saying that my favorite way to describe our special collections at McFarland Library is world class. And that literally is the case. And that especially because of the size of our institution. To have these kinds of resources as an institution like the University of Tulsa is quite unusual. These collections, both in size, breadth, and depth, is more commonly found at much larger research institutions. But it was really when we began our quest to become a research institution starting in the 60s, and especially when our English department began to develop, that we began really acquiring world-class collections built around our famous James Joyce Library, which is one of the 5 best in the world, and adding on to that more collections in modernism along the way. And that was driven primarily by scholars in the Department of English, who also founded the James Joyce Quarterly at the same time, now in publication for over 50 years. So the major mission that we have as a research archive is primarily to support teaching and research at our own university. But when you become a world-class collection such as ours, you end up supporting scholars from literally around the world. Our summers are usually full of scholars coming from institutions both in North America and abroad to use our collections for various research projects that they're working on.
Special Collections currently is the largest archival repository in eastern Oklahoma. We have vast holdings in history, militaria, popular culture, as well as our literature holdings.
One of the other very important collections that we have at McFarland Library in our special collections is an extensive collection of material. Much of it is photographic, but there are documents as well related to the 1921 Tulsa Race Massacre. And in fact, our curator and director of special collections, Mark Carlson, is one of the leading experts in the community on the Race Massacre. He's often called in to assist with research that's going on.
So we collect in a wide variety of areas because we cannot guarantee what an individual scholar is going to need. We have to be prepared to try and support them in anything. For students and faculty at the University of Tulsa, we frequently provide assistance in research. We provide copies of materials if we actually have them, and try to find materials if we don't.
As Dean of McFarland Library, I'm always happy to have visitors coming to our world-class special collections. We often have visitors from all over the world who just happen to be in town or on campus, and they have heard about some of our collections, may have a particular interest in them, and will want to stop by. And they are, of course, open to the public at any time, 8 to 5, Monday through Friday. Just to stop by, take a look at our catalog, which is also accessible online. But if there's a particular thing they're interested in, we'll do everything we can to help connect them with that piece of material, and they can take some time to study it in more detail if they're here.